Okay. Sorry, a minor technical hitch this morning on the live stream there. Anyway, good morning to you. It's great to see you today. I have a couple of mics set up today just here. Another here for both streams. So we're trying out the setup to see if it works. Could even kind of mic scratch in the process on this one. Maybe a little bit on this one. But I'm not going to do any ASMR related sounds. I'm just going to deliver some wellness news, some motivational quotes peppered in. Anyway, it's good to see you. Good morning. Let things come and go. The things that are meant to stay will stay. Okay. So I'd like to start today off by saying, please don't underestimate yourself. Straight out of the pack, right there. Don't underestimate yourself. You have much more capacity for achieving the things that you want, much more than you realize. And I'm going to follow that up by saying that money speaks only one language. If you save me today, I will save you tomorrow. Okay, we have Popular Science Twitter handle PopSci comes in with 100 greatest innovations of 2018. And expand on that. The various innovations are broken down into aerospace, into security, into home and wear, into cars, into automated vehicles, sorry. They break down the categories into gadgets. They break down the categories into what else was there? Into food, various other things. There's an exhaustive list of about 100 things on this article. The top one being the jet suit. What does it say? The jet suit seems to have the innovation of the year top spot, which it looks like something out of Iron Man, essentially, where this gentleman has sort of rockets attached to his arms and legs. Quite interesting. Can't imagine us all sort of flying around in that in the future. Okay, Scientific American comes in to say that in response to a growing demand for electricity, countries such as China are looking at advanced power delivery systems that ironically hark back to the earliest days of electric power. So specifically, a ultra high voltage direct current can take electricity farther with less loss, and it seems that they're talking about the sort of old school power grid method of delivering that across their countries. And building on that, then we have live science with what is the Large Hadron Collider. Now, if you're familiar with the work of gotta accept all the cookies on all these websites. Yeah, if you're familiar with CERN, who are where on earth is this article? Oh yeah, which are a European organisation for nuclear research. They've been building this 17-mile long ring underneath the French-Swiss border for a long time now. The Large Hadron Collider is a marvel of modern particle physics that has enabled researchers to plumb the depths of reality. Its origins stretch all the way back to 1977, when Sir John Adams, the former director of the European Organisation for Nuclear Research, suggested building an underground tunnel that could accommodate a particle accelerator capable of reaching extraordinarily high energies. The project was officially approved 20 years later in 1997, and construction began on the 16.5-mile long ring that passed through the French-Swiss border, capable of accelerating particles up to 99.9% the speed of light and smashing them together. The facility is capable of creating around 600 million collisions every second, spewing out an incredible amount of energy. Every once in a while, an exotic and never seen before heavy particle is included in that as well. The Large Hadron Collider costs a total of $8 billion to build, and 531 million, that's in dollars, sorry, $531 million of which came from the United States. More than 8,000 scientists from 60 different countries collaborate on its experiments, and the accelerator was first switched on its beams in September 10th, 2008, colliding particles at only a 10 millionth of its original design intensity. And the article itself goes into a lot more detail on the Large Hadron Collider itself, which is super interesting, and talks about the supersymmetry of particles and talks a little bit about the upgrade and repair that's going on the collider itself currently. Okay, AI are being used to spot fake AI generated images. AI is becoming better at creating realistic faces, raising concerns over its ability to create fake identities and bypass image detection algorithms. But our ability to tell if it's fake is getting better too. Researchers have trained a computer to detect images created by humans and machines by developing a neural network classifier and feeding it a series of real and fake images. The classifier works by focusing on the content of the images rather than analysing its metadata. And it's astoundingly accurate, according to Seeger. The classifier guessed both computer-generated images and the images manipulated by Photoshop with 94% accuracy during preliminary tests. Researchers are training it with more images currently to further develop its accuracy as the AI's sophistication grows. There was a movie on Netflix recently, or closer to Christmas, in which there was a young lady who was streaming, had her identity usurped by AI generated images. It's crazy to think that might be something in the future, but it's good to know that there are algorithms in work to prevent that from becoming like a privacy concerning thing, I guess. Okay, a few words by the ancient sage. The only real success lies in going through life with one's integrity intact. Okay, Time Health comes in to say that 1/3 of Americans are sleep deprived. This technology could help them rest easier. So I read a little bit on this article last night before bed, unsurprisingly. And they go on to say that 35% of Americans don't get enough sleep, that they've been working on research into it and are discovering a few methods that might help with sleep, such as an AI that can record sleep disturbances better, like sleep apnea. And another one was various smart mattresses. Like there's a company called Bright, BRYTE, that have internal sensors within their mattresses, so that they're able to help sleep by adjusting its temperature and support in real time. Same goes for a mattress company called 8. Apple Watch is currently tracking sleep quality to offer suggestions on how to get better rest. The same applies to apps like Sonic Sleep and Sleep AI. Yeah, there's a lot of various apps here. There's for children as well, to help them have a better sleep. Yeah, so there's a lot of innovations taking place this year to help people get into a more restful place. I think we can all agree on that, on that being a good thing. Okay, a few just discovereds. I just discovered Max Planck was told by his professor to not go into physics because almost everything is already discovered. Planck said he didn't want to discover anything, just learn the fundamentals. He went on to originate quantum theory and win a Nobel Prize. I also discovered that some birds in Australia have learnt to take flaming sticks from wildfires and carry them to other areas of woodland in order to flush out prey. That's kind of impressive / intimidating to imagine this bird of prey carrying a giant flaming stick with them. I also discovered that Salvador Dali didn't believe he would die. If someday I may die, although it is unlikely, I hope that the people in cafes will say Dali has died, but not entirely. This is fitting considering that a museum in Florida is bringing him back to life in their latest showcase. I also learned that crows are as intelligent as a 7-year-old child. They have an uncanny memory for human faces. They can hold grudges against some of us and tell other crows about it too. The actual article is up on goodnature.nathab.com. A few words by the Stoic Emperor. People have thoughts in the shower because it is one of the only places in modern life that offers refuge from entertainment, compulsive workaholism, and social hyperconnectedness. The isolation allows you to hear yourself think. Morning meditation for the masses. sobering thought there by the Stoic emperor. Okay, odd fun facts. Eating dandelions can make you urinate more. I need to check that. I need to fact check that. Every second, 8,000 Coca-Cola company products are consumed in the world. Goodness me, talk about branding. Signpost.org comes in with an article saying that the stress-related hormone cortisol lowers significantly after just 45 minutes of art creation. Let me just open up this article just to see a little bit further on it. Researchers from Drexel's College of Nursing and Health Professions believed that the past experience in creating art might amplify the activity's stress-reducing effects, and their study found that everyone seemed to benefit equally. The results of the study were published in Art Therapy under the title Reduction of Cortisol Levels and Participants' Responses Following Art Making. Biomarkers are biological indicators, much like hormones, that can be used to measure conditions in the body such as stress. Cortisol was one such hormone that was measured in the study through saliva samples. The higher a person's cortisol level, the more stressed a person is likely to be. The study including 39 adults ranging from 18 to 59 were invited to participate for 45 minutes of art making. Cortisol levels were taken before and after the art making period. Researchers found that 75% of the participants' cortisol levels lowered during their 45 minutes of making art. It hasn't got a specific number here though, really. But really that kind of makes sense to me. It's kind of forcing you to be present in the moment so you're not dwelling on the past or focusing too far into the future, essentially, you know. If you're grounded in this moment and you're focused on your task or activity, then you're not going to be dwelling too much of what's happened in your past or ruminating too much on what's coming in the future, or at least that's my opinion. Okay, what have we got by appreciate gratitude? We sometimes get so caught up in our day-to-day lives, we forget what's really important. Don't take what's good in your life for granted. Okay, and the Emotion Machine has an article on human touch, saying that human touch plays an important role in developing our sense of self, how we connect with others, and our overall happiness and well-being. Are you fulfilling your daily need for touch? I briefly read into that article last night as well, and while I agree with a lot of the points that are made on this, you know, human touch and how important it is, how we as human beings need the soothing sensation of touch and interconnectedness. I will say it's a different world these days in regards to personal space, and I don't know, I think there's a lot less interconnectedness in a physical sense these days. However, we are more hyper-connected via the internet, which is, to me, it's a good thing at this stage of my life. Psychology living. a single perspective is the enemy of reality. So I think that harks back to what I was saying the other day about echo chambers and about needing a balanced opinion and viewpoints, which help give you various viewpoints on situations. Mindfulness wellness. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. And that quote is specifically by Plato. Sometimes it takes 10 years to get over that 1 year that will change your life. Keep going. Now, anyone who might have had sudden or difficult events crop up recently, I can certainly relate to that, especially like in, I guess, becoming a family carer of sorts. It takes corrective action and constant work and time to find your feet again, so don't be too judgmental of where you are in life, is what I would say. We have an article on turning apathy into inspired action, 3 ways to motivate yourself now, by motivational quotes. And those 3 things include admitting the issue, acceptance of where you are. The second is committing to yourself, understand what is causing your apathy and take responsibility for it. And the third is to make a plan. What do you need to do to find your motivation again? I mean, trying various things, because really what got you through your last bout of apathy, or even, anxiety, depression, might not get you through the next one, so you need to be able to change the strategy a little bit. Anyway, that's what I found myself, changing the strategy in order to get yourself motivated is the one of the most important things. Is it? Okay. Evacuation by drone could soon be a reality. A single turbocharged engine powers all 4 rotors of this drone, with a continuous round trips in a 50-mile radius. It could deliver 6.5 tons of supplies in 24 hours. A rocket-propelled parachute deploys if the rotors fail. Is by Digital Health and Wellness. Essentially, it looks like quite a hefty drone with 2 propellers on the back of it, which is quite interesting. Okay, what have we got here? We've got the human body needs vitamin B12. This is by Mind, Body and Healing. The human body needs vitamin B12 to make red blood cells, nerves, DNA, and to carry out other functions. So vitamin B12 is important for metabolism, the formation of red blood cells, and the maintenance of the central nervous system. It includes the brain and spinal cord. I'm just opening this up in a new tab. Oh, it doesn't expand any further on the article. Excuse me. I believe there was one last article, and that was by Forbes. I just wanted to delve into. Now, I'm quite critical of this article. I feel like it's I don't know if it's completely grounded in reality. The article published on the 29th of January. Let me just close these cookies. The headline says that the Israeli scientists claim they're on a path to a cure for cancer. The what does it say? A small team of Israeli scientists is telling the world that they will have the first complete cure for cancer within a year. The Jerusalem Post reported on Monday. And not only that, but they claim it will be brief, cheap and effective and will have no or minimal side effects. I'm incredibly skeptical of that. But it goes on to say, we believe we will offer in a year's time a complete cure for cancer, says Dan Aridor, chairman of the board of Accelerated Evolution Biotechnologies Limited, a company founded in 2000 in the iTech incubator, iTech being an abbreviation, ITEK incubator, in the Kiryat Weizmann Science Park of Nes Ziona, Israel. A development-staged pharmaceutical company engaged in discovery and development of therapeutic peptides. The company developed the SOAP platform. Now, this is going into too much technical jargon here, but it goes on further to say there's still skepticism is high amongst those in the know, especially from the American Cancer Society, which elaborates some criticisms on a blog. Specifically, Len Lichtenfeld, Chief Medical Officer, and Lichtenfeld goes on to list several key points that must keep in mind with what any media reports say. And some of those points are: this is a news-based report. This is a news report based on limited information provided by researchers and a company working on this technology. It apparently has not been published in the scientific literature, where it would be subject to review, support and/or criticism from knowledgeable peers. And he lists several logical points against it. I mean, it would be lovely if there was such a cure in the next few years, and whether it was as as simple and as straightforward as that. As a person who has family who've been through that themselves, but I think we're getting closer every day from what I read of articles, but we're still a little bit way off yet. Anyway, I guess that brings us to the end of today's news and wellness show. So I guess I'd just like to say thank you so much for stopping by today. I've been using this mic instead of the built-in mic on the laptop, and I'm hoping to get some ASMR videos up tonight for you. But until then, I hope you have a great day, and that you're a little kind to yourself. Take care. I'll see you soon.